Good evening and thank you for joining us. A 4-year-old dispute between the owners of the Arthur Street Marketplace and the mall's nearby neighbors will come back to City Council tonight. The issue first arose in 2014 during construction of the LCBO store on that property. A portion of the berm that separated the development from Niebing Avenue and residents on Confederation Drive was removed at that time. Neighbors want the city to prohibit any future vehicle and pedestrian access onto Niebing without council's approval. City staff are recommending the property be designated for site plan control, meaning the city would have to approve any new development on the property, but they caution that restricting access to the mall from Niebing Avenue is not in keeping with the city's goals and objectives. Mall owners oppose the site plan control designation, saying it will inhibit their ability to do business in a retail industry that is already in decline. A startling report released today reveals the latest child poverty rates across the country. The advocacy group Campaign 2000 looked at census and income data in all 338 federal ridings. And the report shows the 3 ridings in northwestern Ontario are all at the higher end of the scale. The Kenora riding ranked 7th highest across Canada, with nearly 35% of children living below the poverty line. The Thunder Bay Rainy River riding ranked 86th at around 21%. And Thunder Bay Superior North was close behind, ranked 90th in the country. Social researcher Bodhi Krisiwati with the Lakehead Social Planning Council says the numbers are a reflection that more needs to be done to improve the lives of children in our region.
As the report says, there's failures in the system. We can see in the report that many children in Canada are living below the low-income measure, which we know for families is less than $30,000 a year in Thunder Bay. So, I think that we're seeing that systems aren't working right now to help bring children out of poverty and families out of poverty.
The report also indicates that Indigenous children and children from visible minorities are most likely to live in poverty. Thunder Bay police seized guns and drugs and arrested 2 men during a raid at a residence on Rattan Street Friday night. The police intelligence unit located a large amount of oxycodone, hydromorph, marijuana, and cocaine, in addition to handguns and Canadian currency. 2 men, a 26-year-old from Edmonton and a 25-year-old from Hamilton, were charged with multiple counts of trafficking, possession, and firearms-related offenses. The 2 appeared in court over the weekend, and the investigation is ongoing. And an ATV accident near Dog Lake has left a 36-year-old man with life-threatening injuries. At around 8 o'clock Friday night, OPP and Superior North EMS responded to a call for help in Fowler Township. OPP say the man lost control of his ATV while driving on Stirrat Bay Road. He was transported by air ambulance to the regional hospital where he remains with undisclosed injuries. The Pigeon River border crossing saw a special event this afternoon as law enforcement personnel joined Special Olympics athletes in delivering the Flame of Hope. The 2nd annual Law Enforcement Border Torch Run marks a beginning to the upcoming Summer Games for our neighbors south of the border. Tony Brar has that story.
For the 2nd straight year, Thunder Bay law enforcement personnel met with the city's Special Olympic athletes on the Canadian side of the Pigeon River. The group carrying the Flame of Hope walked in unison to meet their southern neighbors at the Canadian-U.S. border and exchange the flame.
This is the kickoff for the Law Enforcement Torch Run for Special Olympics for Minnesota. Our summer games start on Friday, June 22nd in St. Paul, and the torch will make a journey from the Canadian border all the way to St. Paul.
Law enforcement have been a long-time supporter of Special Olympics, and we are known as the Guardian of the Flame. So this Flame of Hope is something that we pass and we bring into all games that have to do with Special Olympics, showing our support for these athletes and showing that we're going to be here no matter what.
In this special event, American Special Olympic athletes Dave Lane had the opportunity to hold the torch at the American border. He, along with other athletes, say the Flame of Hope is a symbol that holds an important message.
Flame of Hope, it tells me to keep staying active and keep staying involved with Special Olympics and just keeping their spirit alive.
Well, to me, it gives hope for other people with autism, such as myself, to play sports that they never thought they'd play before and go on to amazing trips.
And for Thunder Bay's honored Special Olympics athlete, to be involved in such an event is something he will always hold close to his heart.
It feels really honored, to be honest. Like, I'm honored that me and my friends over there are walking across to America for this torch. And I'm really honored that everyone came out here to support us.
Tony Brar, TBT News.
A family dog is being blamed for a house fire in Shunya over the weekend. Fire crews responded to a stove fire on Alder Road Friday evening. Crews quickly extinguished the blaze before it could spread. That fire was reportedly caused by a dog which accidentally turned on a stovetop element. No one, including the pet, was harmed by the fire. Indigenous students at Hammersholt High School have unveiled a new version of O Canada, sung in their traditional language. About 35 students performed on the recording of the translated national anthem. The song, with Ojibwe lyrics, was presented for the first time today. That project was spearheaded by music teacher Sharon DeLeon, who overheard some students talking about the idea, and with help from elders and other teachers, she decided to make it happen.
As this person in the school has this power to make it happen and help it happen, I wanted to help facilitate that, and I'm still learning a lot. It's a process, and the students were very thrilled and excited to do it, so it was really them that drove this project.
I think it's pretty amazing to be a part of it, and just good that we can keep the culture alive since it was almost lost to us, and how a lot of students came together to take part in this because they really wanted it.
Leon says she's had teachers from other schools inquire about using the Ojibwe version of the song. It will make its debut during Hammersholt's daily announcements on Thursday. The Thunder Bay Accessible Sports Council has added another program to the city's growing parasports scene. Wheelchair tennis was officially launched this weekend with the help of the Community Tennis Center. The council kicked off the event in celebratory fashion, signifying a huge step in the development of parasports in the city. The group is geared towards bringing awareness and participation of the sport for all people. The Thunder Bay Community Foundation and the Handicapped Action Group provided the council with $13,000 to help fund 11 specially designed wheelchairs that will be available at the tennis center. Council Chair Stephen Holloway says this equipment was the final piece for the long time coming program.
The equipment is so important to be able to participate, of course, and nobody here that we're aware of had the equipment. So for us to provide the equipment, it's that first opportunity for people with an interest to get into a sport, and potentially, who knows, it would be wonderful if we're able to get a Paralympic wheelchair tennis player in the future.
You know, it's just such an important thing for people who have limitations to be able to come out and do different things and try different activities. There are lots of kids kind of thing where they are going to be much more active.
Holloway says acquiring the chairs will help the council expand for more indoor sports such as basketball, volleyball, and badminton. Drop-in sessions for tennis will be available on Fridays and Saturdays. Meanwhile, Thunder Bay's 2 city-owned golf courses have introduced a new green fee option during the evening hours. Instead of paying for 9 or 18 holes, golfers at Chapels and Strathcona can pay $2.50 a hole, depending on how much they plan to golf. Tiffany Goodwine has that story.
Golfers know the drill. You line up your shot just right, take a swing, and carry on to the next hole, all with the hopes of making it through a game just before dusk. But what if the game could be shorter? Well, 2 City of Thunder Bay golf courses have come up with a way to play the game so that golfers don't have to commit to the classic 9 or 18 rounds of golf.
What is pay per hole? It was a little bit of a concept I was researching in the winter, where somebody could come out and play 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes, whatever they would like for $2.50 per hole.
City Golf Supervisor Pat Berezowski says the new pay system is being offered at Chapels and Strathcona, and it's a concept that some golfers are still trying to wrap their heads around.
I'd rather have, like you were saying, the flat rate, say, you know, and you pay so much for 9 holes or 18 holes or whatever it is, and that's it, eh?
As they try to appeal to different kinds of golfers.
Chapels hopes this new initiative will help new golfers, young and old, take a swing at the golf industry.
If it brings out somebody that, you know, hasn't golfed for a while, that just wants to try it out, that's a success as well.
I got 2 granddaughters. and they're into golf now. They're one's 7 and the other one's 9, and they're going to go for lessons and that. And I think I'm really encouraging them to go. You know, I think it's a great thing.
And with the cost of the sport not exactly pennies on the dollar, you might be wondering how they'll make sure paper hole golfers don't try to sneak in another hole.
If you play 3 holes, we'll write 3 holes on your bag tag. So golf is a very honorable sport, and we do have a lot of trust in the golfers that we have.
With the sun scorching and the grass pristine, Berezowski says those wanting to book a session should do so soon and clear their evening schedules. Paper hole golf is only available from 6 till 8 daily. Tiffany Goodwin, TBT News.
Kind of embarrassing to note that she hits the ball better than Randy and I do. The list of candidates for Thunder Bay's upcoming municipal election continues to grow. Diane Armstrong filed her nomination papers today for councillor at large. She ran in the last election. And Don McLeod is running in the McKellar ward. It's his first time running for city council. Nominations close on July 27th. The election, by the way, is October 22nd. Well, the Thunder Bay Shelter House is saying thank you after another successful food drive over the weekend. The shelves at Shelter House are topped up with everything from coffee to canned goods after a campaign by shelter officials and volunteers at the Real Canadian Superstore. The nonprofit, which gives out over 500 sandwiches a day to the city's homeless, was hit with bare shelves the past couple of weeks. Development Officer Amber Prairie says they're grateful for the community's generosity.
Any kind of really good canned goods we have down. We had very, very bare shelves on Friday when you guys came and took some video of that, and we're really happy to say that our shelves are for the most part all full, and so that's really great. We took 2 big van loads of food each day back, and we raised a little over $850, so that's going to be used to buy food as well.
This year's Bell Motorcycle Ride for Dad is being touted as another huge success. The roars of motorcycles could be heard throughout the city Saturday for the 18th annual event aimed at fighting prostate cancer. A total of 249 riders came out. Organizers were hoping to raise $50,000, but they far surpassed that goal with a charity ride bringing in more than $75,000 to assist in prostate cancer education, care, and research here in the Northwest. The Ride for Dad has raised more than $1 million since it was started back in 2001. And a local dragon boat team made up of breast cancer survivors is heading to Italy to compete this summer. The ladies took to Boulevard Lake yesterday to prepare for their big competition. Corey Nordstrom has more.
22 women put their paddles to the water as they prepared for a dragon boat competition that will bring them halfway across the globe. The Dragons of Hope will travel to Italy from July 3rd to the 8th, joining 4,000 other breast cancer survivors at the International Breast Cancer Paddlers Commission Dragon Boat Festival. Sarah Vanderwees coaches the team of rowers and raves about how inspiring the group of women is.
The support, the love, the care that they show each other, and they motivate each other. And that's a big factor when you're coaching a team like this. If they motivate each other and they're all connected, it takes it to a whole other dimension.
Liz Lindstrom first joined the Dragons of Hope when she was in the middle stages of chemotherapy. She explains how she got involved with the team and what they mean to her.
When I was first diagnosed, I knew there was a breast cancer dragon boat team, and I joined the support group so I could join the dragon boat team. And it made you realize how strong you could be, how you could fight this disease, and the emotional support we get from each other is just simply amazing.
Many women who go through breast cancer are advised to start rowing for rehabilitation to their upper body. Lindstrom concurs that the physical benefits from paddling are numerous.
It's pretty intense when you get in there because you're using muscles you don't normally use, and you're pulling against the weather and the waves, etc. But when you get in that boat, you're one, and after that 3 minutes is over, it's just so exhilarating.
Though Lindstrom notes the competitive spirit of their team, she is also looking forward to seeing so many other inspiring women coming together for the same cause. As the team gears up to cross the Atlantic for their big race in Florence, their coach has confidence in the 22 women.
I think there's going to be a whole range of paddling styles and a whole range of abilities. And so I expect that we're going to be one of the leading teams. and they've worked for it. And I'm confident that they're going to do very, very well.
Corey Nordstrom, TVT News.